Enable stop incoming video feature. No. Uh-oh. I don't think I should have fucking touched that. Son of a bitch.
Okay, well, I will quickly say...
I'm more worried about the video that gets a couple thousand views. And then...
Actually,
but, you know, it doesn't matter. Focus has got like shadow play on right now, and it's a big red button just out of view. And anytime someone does anything, just...
Look at all these thousands of people who just suck so hard. Like that's a bad sentence to come out of your mouth. So that's definitely happened to me. I try to be nicer, I guess. But yeah, like I think that can definitely happen.
Hey everyone, Matt Lanfear here with Primary and Secondary. Welcome to Modcast.
Don't take this the wrong way. Me and Hop watched that video at the exact same time. We're like, he's in the wrong field. What is he doing?
Sometimes it's bad in a really trivial way, like people advertising for shitty mobile games. Like, has anyone played Raid Shadow Legends? Nobody has ever played Raid Shadow Legends, right? Nobody under the age of 16, probably. Like, it has to be children or something. I don't know where the money's coming from.
Everyone misunderstood this when me and Hop said this. I think it was mostly Hop that said it.
Oh, nice, dude.
I don't remember. Yeah, go fuck yourself, dude.
I just keep thinking of funny stuff that I can't tell you about.
Why can't you tell?
I'm a paid shill, and I'll tell you who I'm paid to shill for.
Stop. Shut up, Hop. Shut the fuck up, Hop.
Raid Shadow Legends.
It also means we make some of these ads suck ass, dog. Right? So
you're not paid to say anything nice about Elkan. Just like
that just makes it worse, man.
I don't get paid to say nice things about Taurus.
Man, I'm kind of excited to talk about shill stuff because I think that's a big part of why I started a YouTube channel. It's not
to be a shill.
Yeah, to be a shill. Like I was
to get that bread
because I'm a shill and I'm really passionate about being a shill. So I'm here today to talk about shilling.
Talk about your life. Sounds good.
Just nonstop shilling. Everywhere I go, like at the coffee shop, like, ma'am, have you heard about Elkans?
726 Hop looks like he is trying to remember how to or what it is like to smile.
I find almost your entire channel to be very sensical.
Matt Lanfear here with Primary and Secondary. Welcome to Modcast. Today's episode number 396. We're going to be talking about them shills.
Well, the only person I'll call out specifically as a shill is Focus Trip, because he's constantly shilling for this company called Focus Shooting LLC. And I think there's a suspicious relationship between him and the company Focus Shooting. Nice.
Right, put it in the notepad. Put it in the notepad.
He just spilled a whole yoo-hoo on his desk.
Anyways, so I won't be touching my keyboard for the rest of the night, but
his own mistakes never make it into the compilation.
This is my day-to-day life of being a retard.
It just happens and just like, oh shit. You can just see it. So I guess we'll do some intros and we'll start with the Hop.
Yep, I'm Hop.
Brass.
Hey guys, Brass.
Come on, Trip.
And I run a YouTube channel, come to the conclusion that like,
what?
yeah, you know, because but I kind of forget where all of that started at.
Good job.
I don't know. Was that clear? That was very. It's hard to really get.
Oh, it's crystal clear. The problem that you're failing to account for is that he's up to his nipples in yoo-hoo right now. So I don't know if he can join us.
Functionally, equivalently, it's, you know, you're an industry thought leader, so people trust what you say. So even if it is a it's an ad.
Which kind of thought, Brock?
That's what I was thinking.
What did I say?
You're a thought leader.
You're a thought leader.
Which kind? THOT.
You got all these women following you around.
Yeah. You really fucked up my train of thought. Jesus.
All right.
Welcome to Modcast. Today's episode number.
No, I am probably the biggest proponent of their product on the internet right now, but they've cut me, right? Or at least some of them have cut me. So it's an interesting thing to deal with.
Well, in my experience, yeah, life never gets better. Nothing improves your life. Your life just steadily declines in quality until you're dead. So that's my opinion on the situation.
No, not worth it. Close it up.
I don't know. This might be a little.
One's a squatty potty.
What was that?
First one was a squatty potty. That's what you received.
You're forgetting he's Asian. That's the only way they know how to use the bathroom.
That's right.
Dude, I have so many stories about bidets just wrecking my day in Japan in the first couple months I was there.
Well, yeah, the definition of the word shill is probably pretty loosely applied.
I think maybe the kick focus here in a second.
Wait, we didn't do the
whole intro.
The Lanfear intro.
So since we do have Trip here, we probably need to do that. Otherwise, I'd be fine with not. But since we do have a special guest, since you two are regulars at this point,
I have to offload my interpersonal skills to Brass Facts because he's better at talking to people than me.
My wife, he is right.
Your wife, what?
Your what?
Your wife?
That was weird. That was weird. We almost said.
What are you saying?
The sexual tension is palpable.
Yeah. Actually, more like we're going to be discussing what is a shill, because so many people use that term. someone on the panel, actually all three, had some really interesting and educational observations.
Actually, can I
and
talk on
insight.
that? Let me talk about it. I'm not shutting the fuck up.
I'm much cooler than you.
A lot of cyberbullying.
Focus. Castrate these people.
So just necessarily because somebody has an experience that's different than mine, this guy's a fucking shill, kill him with hammers.
Like, you got to pick your battles to a degree.
Irredeemably cringe, so I would never myself personally. By the way, you seen this fucking asshole in the sandals trying to sell, dropship Chinese optics or whatever? Like, hey, pick a side. We're at war now. Sorry, this is your notification. You've been drafted into the war of opinion.
Shit.
He's been holding it in. So he's been such a good boy.
You want to give us a
Gratified
little
hard.
tingle of the balls here, Trip?
Sorry, go ahead. No, I ran over you. You go for it.
What was that? Yeah,
No, go ahead.
me?
Finish your thought. I do have something to say. But yeah, finish your thought.
Don't fucking care. And when, but yeah, so why is this still on Gen 1? Just that Bravo Nut and
Well, you're
Fancy
both
love you so
tall.
much. Well, no, it's father.
we
If
all
Travis
saw
Kelly was
it
my
for
father, I
like
would disown him.
14 years.
But it's probably best if you cut that out for clarity. So you can give people the information needed to make those decisions without targeting people specifically. You can be like, hey, look, there's a pattern of behavior that's like this, and it is a problem. And I want you to be aware of this problem and able to recognize it when you see it and adjust accordingly. Now, I don't have to say any of the names of the people who are doing that behavior. As fun as it may be, and as exciting as it may be to be like, this asshole keeps shilling for this company. This guy sucks. You can just be like, hey, look, I need you guys to know that this company sucks. And if someone is supporting them, you should be skeptical. That's a lot easier than it is to just be like, I'm just gonna be the guy who just character assassinates other YouTubers for a living. Like, what a fucking horrible lifestyle that is.
Yeah, I mean, I think my stance is a little bit more hard on it because I do want to take the industry maybe a little bit more seriously, maybe too seriously. I'm not sure, but I think that a lot of the products that we're reviewing are, at least in theory, for a more serious application. And so when there are bad actors out there either selling out their audience, lying to their audience, or just straight up selling bad products, that for me is where it comes into the, if you're not going to change, then somebody's got to at least let you know that, hey, this really isn't acceptable.
I think there's theory and practice, right? In theory, people should understand, like, this is an ad. It's an ad. I'll buy it if I decided, I want to buy it or not. But there is absolutely some reputation caching going on. So you do need to be careful about what you say in certain ways. And I'm certainly guilty of it. Every single one of us is probably guilty of it to a degree. But we want to make a point of really putting safeguards upon ourselves and being humble about, the reality that, we have to analyze every single ad we run, every single review we do, and realize that people are going to spend a comical, unfathomable. I mean, you run an affiliate link, and you realize, like, it's bigger than you ever think about the amount of people that are clicking on a link potentially and buying a product, right? Like, to me, this is a couple thousand per video or whatever it ends up costing, right? It's not. I'm not spending $2,000 per video, right? But the point is, I'm spending a certain amount of money on a video, and I'm putting my opinion out there. Whatever I did, like, the world is going to spend more money on that, and I think that's a really important responsibility that you gotta lock in. I've mentioned this on a couple of modcasts before, but it's like, I think back to how I used to be or how someone else might be. I can only buy so many products per year, and sometimes it's one product per year. I didn't really do any cool guy shit, but like, once I bought that, LPVO, that rifle, that pistol, that whatever, I'm locked on that shit forever, or I'm selling at a loss, and it's gonna fuck up my journey, especially in the starting phases, pretty bad. And then you can take it, you can extrapolate it to the more serious version of that, which would be like a cop. Like, he can't build that experience to make that answer for himself. Right, he can't afford to try 7 LPVOs, three different pistol, dots, or 5 different handguns. He can't do that. He is relying on your trust to make that decision, right? Because he doesn't have that ability to do so, and it may impact his life potentially. I mean, statistically speaking, it's probably just going to ruin his day when he figures out he got fucked. But it goes on. And military guys, right? Tons of military guys like have the option of buying their own gear. They take this shit seriously, but they don't have the ability to find out fully for themselves, or they're just early on in their journey and they just don't have that developed nuance to understand that thing. So when you do say that words at the end of the review, it's like, hey, I think this product is pretty good. If you want to do this, and this product's for you. That you need to understand there's a decent chunk of gravitas that comes with that. especially in the firearms industry, because it has that extra, LEO, civilian, whatever, self-defense kind of situation. But honestly, even in the computer, video game, whatever industry, because you're shelling out cash, and there's a lot of dudes that are like, I'm working my ass off. I only get to play one $60 game every 6 months, and that means something to someone's life, and a lot of times, right? And getting burned like that, it's a shitty thing. So I take that statement at the end of the video, so to speak, that metaphorical statement, and it's the whole video, honestly, very seriously, and it's why I'm willing to err on the side of shitting on a product, or being, I think the correct term is being critical of a product. The industry doesn't understand the difference between being critical and shitting, right? But that's why I take that so seriously, because that does matter, especially nowadays, now that everyone isn't, just flowing with the cash, right? So,
but there's definitely a trust.
And it applies to sponsors as well, by the way, because we know for a goddamn fact, we know for a fact that like, people do actually see a ad and we're like, oh, this is the XX and X. Okay, let me try it out. And they do waste their own money on that as well. I know for a fact, because I have friends that have these products. I'm like, wait, you took that ad seriously?
You bought the Squatty Potty?
You spent a certain amount of money to learn about certain number of products to maybe make them a career out of that. You bought that? Like, so it does matter, right? So I think maybe, I don't want to keep droning on, but yeah, it's something I'm really, really passionate about.
Well, and just to reinforce that, there's absolutely a trust going on. When people decide to watch any video I made, well, they're taking a chance, but hopefully they're watching it because they've learned that they can trust the information that's being shared. And people taking advantage of that just pisses me off. Because if they're just making these videos, obviously it's a business, absolutely. But if it's a business to take advantage of others, I have a problem with that. And I think that's why this whole shilling thing, for me, I want to discuss it, because there are those sources out there that are providing some skewed perspectives, and the whole motivation isn't to provide the best possible information, it's to provide the best payout.